edition rock and roll.
Everybody, welcome to the excuse me. Welcome. I don't know what that was. My neck is a little sore from working at my neck. I was doing these box deadlifts, and I'm not very strong. And I come home and the right side of my neck is sore. And I didn't do any neck workouts, so I don't understand. I think it was from lifting that. Anyways, it is August 21st. This is the Chase Carter Concept Podcast. Hope everyone's good. Hoping everyone is well. What did I do this week? Well, I'll tell you. Went to the movies. I had possibly the greatest date night ever. Possibly. We went and saw Jungle Cruise. Very excited. $10 movie theater. Very excited about that. We're going to go every damn Friday night, as long as I keep that. And I brought a drink into the movie theater, and they didn't stop me. So I don't know if I looked threatening. I'm not too sure. But I like it. I like it a lot. Had a little In-N-Out milkshake, just a small. And then they say a large milkshake is the normal cup medium. Hey, buddy, that's not a large milkshake. That's a medium milkshake. You can't make the small drink cup a regular size drink and then make the regular size drink the large. That's not how sizes work. We're in the same store, right? I don't have amnesia. I didn't get hit in the head. Okay? That's the one problem I have with In-N-Out. One problem. I had the freshest fries I've ever had. Oh, God. They were so good yesterday. Then on the way to the movie, we had a good meal. There wasn't a bunch of annoying people at In-N-Out. There were a few the last time. There was some guy who brought his surfboard in. He was wearing some kind of dress with a hood on it. I don't know what this is. If the surfboard looked nice, so I don't think he was homeless. I don't want to be making fun of this if that's new homeless attire. I don't want to criticize him. But hey, buddy, if you live in a house, what are you wearing right now? What are you wearing? Because I don't know. It was we had a hood on it, no sleeves, okay, and it went all the way down and just flapped around his ankles like a dress. I don't know. Are you a sleeveless vampire? What is going on? But none of that happened yesterday. Went to In-N-Out. Delicious. They were out of pink lemonade though. They didn't refill it. I was a little upset about that. My first drink, I had pink lemonade. Second drink, normal sugar-free lemonade. Ugh. And my girlfriend owed me money, so I didn't pay for any of this. I think the cat's okay. It started scratching. I thought it was coming from the door. I have no idea. Okay. So we're back now. Cat's okay, everybody. Don't worry about the cat. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Everything's good. Cat's okay. The scratching came from what was it? The litter box. He's messing around with the litter box. He normally doesn't do that. So, but anyway. Yeah, so went to In-N-Out. Nice time. Fries. Good. Shake. Good. Didn't drop the shake. Dropped a large shake last time. I went to clean it up, right, with some napkins. Some people from a different country. I don't know where they were from exactly. Told me not to do it. That's what the employees are for. It's like, don't worry, they got it. It's like, hey, buddy, I don't know what country you come from, but if you make a mess, you clean it up until the people who work there get there. Okay? You don't want to be an asshole. Like, how big of a jerk would I have to be is to drop a milkshake and then just stare at it, don't do anything, and then go, hey, could I get another one of these? My dumbass dropped it. I should have to suffer a little bit, right? But apparently, not in the country they come from. It was like Greece or somewhere over there. I don't know. They were tan, the real dark hair. Like, oh hey, how you doing? Oh boy, that's how I imagine. That's not how they were talking, but in my head, that's how I imagined. That's how I imagined. I don't know where you come from. I don't know what kind of upbringing you are. So I got a whole bunch of napkins. I wiped it up a little bit, soaked all the vanilla and chocolate up as much as I could, and then an employee came over with a mop, a better piece of equipment to clean this mess up. And I was like, okay, fine. This cat is freaking out right now. Okay, everybody, hey, the cat's okay. The cat's okay. Ugh. He got into a fight. He had to go to the vet. He's on medication. Corey doesn't want the cat to go outside on meds because he leaves for a day or two and then comes back. She doesn't want him out there, and plus he just got into a fight and the what is it? The wound has a little bit of swelling and blah 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 blah. So, but the cat's freaking out because he's never inside all the time. I'm like, dude, he wants to go under the bed, and he can't because I'm allergic. I don't want a cat in the room that I sleep in. So then he's been hanging out in the bathroom, kind of with the door closed. And he never hangs out in the bathroom, but it's dark in there. So I'm assuming maybe the medication is messing with his eyeballs and like it dilates his eyes. So maybe everything's a little too bright for him, which I don't know why he wants to go outside. The sun is out there. It's like, just hang out in the bathroom. It's dark. It's cool. Relax, buddy. Like you want to sleep under the bed, but you don't want to go. We try to make him a fort. She made him this fort. I don't know why she thought he would go put him under the fort where it's dark. Doesn't want to be there. Wants to be in the bathroom or under our bed. And not in the bathroom while we're in there. So that doesn't make any sense either. I can understand in the bed because he's not feeling well. He wants to be around, something, another, living creature. But yeah, I think he just wants under there because it's cool and dark. That's all. That's all I think. But anyways, there will be a cat update later on. But what was it? In and Out trip was good. Then we go see Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt. I think this was in there. Emily Blunt. Good movie. Good kid movie. Good kid adult movie. There's jokes for adults. There's jokes for kids. Good movie. I don't have any kids. I'm barely an adult. I would definitely go see that. Which is really smart I think for a business decision. Obviously, making a movie with The Rock is going to create a lot of revenue, just revenue, but it creates a lot more buzz around an old ride. So I think it's like, are they going to release a Space Mountain movie? You know what I mean? So like every ride has its own, if they can tie a myth around it, something along those lines, it's very interesting. And then another thing, I'm going to spoil the movie a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Like nobody cares about the Jungle Book spoilers. There was conquistadors in the jungle of the Amazon looking for whatever. Okay, and then later in the movie, you find out The Rock is part of the conquistadors. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I know The Rock is half. His dad is black and his mom's Samoan. So is he allowed to play a conquistador? First of all, The Rock can play whatever he wants, but can he play? He was all in the armor. He had like a conquistador mustache, long hair. Like, what? Huh? I don't understand. I mean, not understand. But everyone loves The Rock, so he'll probably get a pass on that. Very interesting. Like, I didn't know you were allowed to play. I thought we couldn't play anybody else. Anybody else. But it is weird that Scarlett Johansson couldn't play a transgender woman. People got upset. But if you're gay, you can play a straight character. The guy in what's that one really hot guy that all the girls like? He's in a show called White Collar. I think he was in Magic Mike. as a stripper, but he plays a ladies' man in the TV show. So, is there an outrage? Are a whole bunch of straight people upset? No, because it's called acting. It's pretend. But I guess with the race thing, it's different because you can't pretend to be a different race, but you can though. But I don't know. It's interesting because the whole thing is pretend. So I don't know. Like what? Either anyone can play any role. Like if they're actually good for that role, are they trying? But like Hollywood was making white guys black to make them, or Egyptian or Asian, so they didn't have to hire. Like, did they do that so they could? It was like a social club. It was like an all white. So like, was that the reason, or was it just too much work to find? I don't know. I was like, I'm going to lean on the racism thing. But now in today's society, I don't know. I wonder how. I don't know. Because like today we wouldn't get Robert Downey Jr. in Tropical Thunder, and that was possibly the one of the funniest top 10 funniest things in film history. So we can't get that anymore. I don't know because everything's a little different. But maybe it just belongs in that moment. That's where it is, and we move on. And then everyone gets really oversensitive about everything, and then nobody pays attention to all that stuff anymore, and then it goes back down to just craziness. Or we're making fun of everybody again. I don't know. I for one don't. No. But so yeah, Jungle Cruise was good. The Rock was good in it. They have him and Emily Blunt have a little good chemistry in the movie. There's her brother. She has a brother in the movie. He's like this gay English British. I think they're from London. Yeah, English, and he's kind of ostracized from society because he's gay. They touch on it for briefly in the movie, and the Rock's accepting, and and by the way, I don't think the Rock would be accepting of it because he's in spoilers 3, 2, 1. He's 400 years old in the movie. So if you're 400 years old, you're not very progressive, or maybe you are because you've seen generations go by, basically 4.5, 5 generations go by, depending on how they lived, how long, obviously. So it's kind of interesting. I was like, I thought you would be the most bigoted person because old people are bigots, right? Oh, but not The Rock, since he's a giant black Samoan guy who's also a Spaniard from 400 years ago. He's fine. It's like, why? The bad guys are really cool. They're basically, how could I put this? They're basically the bad guys from Davy Jones, from the Flying Dutchman. That's what they are, but just like spruced up. And each of them has their own. One of them can control like roots and leaves and trees. The other one can control bees for some reason. They don't explain this. The main bad guy controls snakes. He has snakes living through his body. I think there's like 4 of them, 3 total. 3, yeah, I think 3. The bee guy, and the one guy was like, oh yeah, trees and branches and mud. That's what he was. But they didn't explain why, because because it's like that's the jungle. That was kind of interesting. I don't know, but it was a good movie. I'd recommend going and seeing it. The Rock's good. Emily Blunt's good. The storyline is fine. It's they have to get something. It's deep in the Amazon, and The Rock's the only person that could help Emily Blunt get there. And she's this person who's this go-getter, can't say no, a woman living in a man's world. She's a heart, go-getter. She never quits. That's what she does. She never quits. But it's not annoying. It's actually real good. There's a few parts where they play on the normal movie tropes, where you think Emily Blunt's gonna say get on to a boat in this like dramatic way, and then something you're like, okay, or she tries to get on a boat, she can't get on the boat a certain way, and then she finds her own way. It's like, oh, the woman is gonna, she can't do something, or she can't swim in the movie. That's the storyline. So The Rock jumps in the water, swims to the boat. She can't do it. She finds like this zip line, and she's zip lining, and it's going to be this like heroic moment where she's going to land on the boat, whatever, and then something else happens. That was probably my favorite part of the movie, because it just was like, oh, okay, I see what you're just changing it. And then she also gets beat up and hit a bunch, so it's just kind of different. But it's not like smacked in the face. It's like falls. It's whatever. So it was good. I enjoyed it. Shut up, Chase, about the movie already. Fine. So I took our cat to the vet. It got into a fight, an altercation, a scuffle. I don't know if it was out in the streets protesting and Antifa showed up. I'm not sure. But he comes home. He's got a few, and my girlfriend gives him a physical, apparently, and finds these two little bite marks, 2 or 3 bite marks on him. It's swelling up like a little bit. I didn't notice. He has fur. How am I supposed to see this? But there's swelling. He has to go on antibiotics, whatever. But I have to take him to the vet. We make an appointment, go down to the vet. And first of all, they tried to get out because we made the appointment the day before. I get there, and they're like, yeah, you have to wait. We're full. You have to wait outside. And I'm like, well, I have an appointment. She's like, oh yeah, okay. Because I guess they're booked months in advance. So we get there, or I get there. Well, we get there. The cat. Oh, and another thing. Hey, Uber, fix your service because it would take you 25 minutes to get to my house, and the place was 15-minute walk. It was right down the street, and the Uber was $30 to go less than 5 minutes. Hey, buddy, I'm not filling up your gas tank for a 5-minute ride. Not even 5-minute ride. A 2 to 3 minute ride. Go yourself, okay? Respectfully and disrespectfully. I don't know. So I put the cat in a bag, put him on my back, and walked a mile and a half, about a mile, I would say, and walked back. So go to the vet. God, so expensive. Ugh. You're supposed to be convenient and cheap, and you're neither. So what are we doing here? Anyways, so go to the vet, and there's 2 annoying people at the vet that I have to tell you about because they're not men. They weren't guys, and it's so annoying. It's beyond annoying to see people who talk like this consistently, who've had their balls removed. I don't get how you could be a heterosexual. They were both there with their girlfriend. I don't understand at all. No, you don't have to be, oh, I want to go, chop down a tree and, go hunt moose. I'm not. But when you start becoming your girlfriend, that's a problem, right? I would say so. Okay. Now, are feminine traits bad? No, they're not bad. But when you speak like a valley girl and you're a dude, it's just annoying. And then the attitude, so anyways, I go there. There's some guy talking about his girlfriend's cat, and he's speaking like this consistently. And well, we had him on these I don't know, antidepressants. I don't know if they're actually antidepressant. having an animal, this dog. Oh well, fleas. Fleas was the issue. Fleas for the dog, and then the other dog had flea issues as well, which is kind of strange. I guess San Diego is ridden. Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. Ridden. Yeah, I'm retarded. So the it's like, yeah, the fleas and the medication and okay. And he was just came off and it's 95% female. And so then this the other guy walks in. Good looking, stylish black guy had this. I think he had a fedora on it. He had some kind of hat that wasn't a normal hat. Okay, and he walks in, beautiful Japanese girlfriend. I'm like, oh, okay. And the way he spoke was exactly the opposite of what a man sounds like. He's coming off, and the girlfriend's not, and he speaks Japanese. He sees this one, he's talking to this older white guy in line, and they're talking, communicating. They find out that, I was eavesdropped. I was right next to him. Very, very, very small lobby, very small waiting room. And they weren't being quiet. They weren't, having a private conversation. They're talking, yucking it up. They find out the old guy went to Japan as well, probably in World War II. That's besides the point. He's like, how do you know Japanese? And he's like, well, I traveled. Yeah, you mean you served? You mean you served? Anyway, so the black fedora guy is being way like the white guy is he's white. He's awkward. He's an awkward white guy. So he's weird. And the black guy wants to like give him this handshake because the white guy knows Japanese. He's like, that's so cool. I never blah blah blah, whatever. And I guess the white guy visited a place that she's related to, like the actual town that some of her relatives are from, and they're having a good old time. And the white guy makes no moves at all. The black guy asks for the white guy's phone number, okay, and then does the calls right then to make sure that this is actually the guy's phone number, and then goes for a handshake, turns it into a, what's up, sir? What's up, man? Handshake, and then brings him in and like hugs him with one arm. The white guy has never done this handshake in his life. White people are notoriously bad at it, but it happens. Okay, people switch it up on you, switch up the greetings. It's like that video of Barack Obama shaking a white guy's hand, and then seeing another black politician, and then just dabbing him up and giving him a handshake. Or who was it? Adam Silver, during the ring ceremonies, like the two white guys there on the basketball team, he shakes their hand, but then just gives like the black players a big hug and a handshake. And I was like, what? Huh? How come Kevin Love didn't get a nice hug? What? I don't. Okay, but anyways, cultural differences. So, just this overly nice black fedora guy making this awkward white guy just really uncomfortable. He's like, okay, and this white guy's trying to leave. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. He's like, no, we gotta hang out. We gotta hang out. Okay, yeah. He's like, I'll call you. He's like, okay, and just leaves. And I'm like, what is this? What is this, guys? Can you not read a room? Or are you on medication? Did you have a learning disability? Are you on drug? What is going on? This guy is clearly uncomfortable. Leave him alone. Read the room that you're in currently. Read it. Then he starts talking to the vet, or the lady that worked at the front. That person's not a vet. She starts talking to I don't know what it would be because she's in like medical attire. I don't know. The lady at the front desk, the receptionist, but I don't think she's a receptionist. But anyways, starts talking to her about this dog, right? And the vet saw the dog, recommended all these things, and then she gave that information that the vet gave her to the black fedora guy. And the black fedora guy said, is there anything else I need to be worried about? Hey, buddy, if there's anything you needed to be worried about, they tell you because that's their job. If there's nothing else, she wouldn't bring it up. She said, oh, and by the way, you should get your dog 4 ankle braces because we noticed his ankles are going to deteriorate tomorrow. Why didn't you tell us that before? Well, we were waiting for you to ask us if there was anything else. That's how conversations work. No, You bring your animal to the vet, say, hey, there's something wrong with it. It's got fleas, whatever. It's sick. Do blood work, find out what's wrong with the dog, assess the dog, and figure out what's wrong with it, and then get that information and give it back to me. And then that's it. Is there anything else? Because with the fleas, they're like, yeah, there's a lot of fleas in San Diego. You need to get your dog anti-flea medication. Okay. He said, well, the last place I lived, I didn't have to have this. And she says, it's like, oh yeah, there probably there weren't fleas there. Yeah. That's how fleas work. They're not everywhere. They don't live in every town, every city, every state, every country. I don't. And then she kind of, the receptionist, when he asked again, she's like, is there any, there's nothing else I need to be worried about. She goes, no. The vet saw the dog. She put what she assessed on on the paper or whatever. And the paper's to you. And then he goes, okay, because I love this dog. Hey, buddy, we know you love this dog. We know you love it. Okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't be bringing it to a vet. Okay. And also, it's kind of weird that you stated out loud that you love this dog. Okay. It's like, what is wrong with you that you think you need to announce to the, 3 people in this room that you love the dog? What secrets are you hiding? If you have a, if you have a pet or a child, you know, you know what? I love my child. Hey, psycho, you're kind of genetically supposed to, geared to do it. You may not like their personality after they grow up. They could become an asshole, but you do know, but you should love them. Like that's part of the whole gig. If you don't, you're a serial killer, right? Why are you telling the No, the reason I'm asking these questions is because I love the dog. We You don't think she deals with dozens of people who love their dog on a daily basis? There's probably multiple people who bring their dog in once a week to get checkups because they love their dogs and they don't want them to die. What is going on? There was some enormous fat black lady and just had the best fucking personality I've ever witnessed. Warm, wanted to hug her. I mean, she looked like my mother. Like she wore her pajamas. She had one of those little motorized carts. She looked like a hoarder. But give me, but like, take a shower, put some nice clothes on. I want to hug you. Very warming personality. Brought these 2 little dogs in. One dog was in a bag that it didn't look like it had any holes in it at all. It looked like a Chanel purse or a Chanel piece of luggage that she put this animal in and just handed. She's like, oh no, this is Mother, and Mother likes to be in the bag. Okay, and then Baby was this other little tiny dog that sat. Listen to me. She was in this little motorized cart. The dog wasn't sitting in the basket in front of the handlebars. It would sit between the fat lady and the back of the chair she would sit in. This dog was at all times about to be just mush. And this lady got up and sat down multiple times in the chair and was like leaning on that dog in the back of the seat. Not like real hard, but just like the dog obviously would move, or the dog would know to move around the owner. It's like, oh, if I stay here, I'm gonna get. Oh no, if I just moving around, just doing like this little seat gymnastics. He wasn't leaving the seat. And then the dog was upset that the other dog was being taken in to look. And then the owner, oh, okay, baby, you know, she needs to be seen. She needs to be seen. She'll get better. She's just gonna go see the doctor. She's talking to the dog like it understands English. Hey, pet owners, if you're alone and you're just being silly with your pet and you're talking to it, that's fine. That's understandable, right? It's ridiculous. But when you're legitimately talking to an animal like it understands its words, that's for you. That's for you. You can go shh, shh, shh. Soothing sounds, soothing noises. But when you start explaining to your animal and the explanation has multiple sentences, what are you doing? Corey does this all of the time. She gave sorry, I misspoke, Freudian slip. She gave her cat medication and she wanted me to hold it down. And of course I have to be the asshole, right? She gets to be, she gets to be behind the cat. He doesn't see where this is coming from. And then I'm the asshole that held the cat down. She has to squirt this medication in his mouth. So I'm holding it down and she goes, hey, it's medication. It's going to make you feel better. Okay. We just do this 2 times a day, and just put it in its mouth. Put it in, please. Just squirt it in its mouth, and let's move on with our day. The cat, who does not understand English, by the way, who doesn't listen to anything other than like little noises like that, okay, the rustling of his treat bag, or like his little food bowl, ting ting ting, sounds, very specific, short sounds. He doesn't understand sentences. Can we move on from that? Can we, as a society, stop speaking to our cats in full-blown out sentences that they couldn't possibly understand, right? We know this, but what are we doing here? Oh, and then I got a little upset. I want to scratch my itchy. I got a little video game upset with my girlfriend during Sea of Thieves. Now my computer, I was doing something, it froze, and I lost about an hour's worth of work. I was upset. This is relatively a brand new computer. It shouldn't be freezing for no reason. I had like 5 tabs open, internet tabs, wasn't doing very much. And so, no, Chase, you should have saved your work. Yes, but I was uploading. It was like in the middle of an upload, and I was also downloading something as well. It just froze, and the computer didn't shut off. The display just quit, and then I have to restart the computer to get the display working again. I'm thinking about buying another laptop and just getting rid of this one. But that's besides the point. Don't quit on me now because I'm using you right now. Okay. It's just a process. Now I'm talking to a computer. But so I was working on, what was I talking about? I can't remember what I was talking about. Speaking of. Oh, video game upset. So I was already mad about that. Then Corey wanted me to play Sea of Thieves. Why not? I enjoy the best parts of my day when I'm hanging out with her, being silly, being goofy. I'm not a big silly goofy guy, but just I appreciate her joy and happiness that she expresses. And I get, part of me is envious because I don't experience as much joy as she does all the time. She experiences so much joy on just real simple things. I have to, hear a Jimi Hendrix song like I did yesterday to feel in a good mood. And I don't listen to music that I love regularly, because I don't want them to become normal songs. I don't want to just have, the Jimi Hendrix playlist in my house going all the time, because then it stops meaning stuff. Yeah. If I work out, I don't always listen to music. Some days I need music. Other days I don't. If I need a little pick-me-up, I listen to some AC/DC. I'm good to go. I want to run through a wall. I want to hit something. I want to lift something. It's good. I listen to some angry Eminem songs where he's mad about, he's talking about his upbringing and how he's mad at his family or whatever. And he's just bitching about, being on medication and all this other. Good. Gets me going. He's like, you wrote me off. I'm old. Blah, blah, there. You're good. Gets me going. But so I was upset already at that, at my computer, losing work. I'm like, hey, I just bought this. This wasn't cheap, and now it's messing up. I don't know why it's messing up. It's just stopping. So when we play the game, little things start to annoy me. And she has so much energy sometimes where it's just, could you relax, please? Could you calm down? This is like a relaxing game. You're out on the seas. you're sailing, you have the wind, you have the ocean, it's, the birds chirping. It's supposed to be nice sometimes. And she's just run, like, just constant, 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 constant. I'm just could you calm down? And she's also we're in a party with one of our Xbox friends. And so the chat doesn't get overcrowded. You just say um, important information, right? Over the comms, over the communication. You don't just blabble nonsensical things. Oh, I'm fighting a skeleton. Oh, this guy hit me real hard. Oh, I hate this guy. I hate these skeletons. What? You can just make it. I don't, these annoying skeletons. But to go on and on and on. And then when she sees an enemy ship in the distance, hey, enemy ship far away, northeast, she gives up good information now. I had to teach her how to do that. Give important information first. Far away ship, sighted due west, west northeast, which is not a direction. Oh, west northeast. No, west northeast. It'd be east northeast, or west northwest. But she'll cite the ship where it's at, and then if it's headed directly towards us, if it's it's like and instead of saying it looks like it's coming towards us, she'll say it's coming towards us for sure. I'm like, how do you know it's coming towards us? Well, because I can't see the front of the ship. I was like, it could be sailing away from us. Is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller? You can say, hey, I'm trying to figure out if it's coming towards us. I don't know yet. That's good information. Don't know if it's coming towards us. And then she'll say, I wonder if they're trying to go to this island over here and then getting a rowboat and gunpowder barrels and then rowboating over here to do a surprise attack. Hey, you crazy woman. Calm down. Please. Just relax. Breathe. You just skipped 25 steps into all of this. Just relax. Okay? Calm down. Take a breath. You don't know any of that's going to happen. You don't know. Okay? Because sometimes in a ship, the reason sometimes a ship you can't tell if it's coming closer or if it's sailing away from you is because sometimes the way the ship's angle, if you catch it at an angle, if you catch it straight on, it's hard to see. Obviously, if it's sailing away, other than it getting smaller or getting bigger on the horizon. But if it's like at a diagonal, if it's not perfectly like parallel with you, it's hard to see sometimes. And you have to judge it by the mast. Like, which side is the mast on? If the mast is on the right side, then it's coming towards you a little bit. If it's on the left side, then that means it could be coming towards you, but could also be going away. So it all depends on, both is true. If it's on the right, it could be going away. It could be going away from you to the front right. It could be going away from the front left. So it's very difficult. You don't want to call these things out immediately. What you want to do is get in a cannon, launch yourself up real high so you can see exactly where they're going, what they're doing, take a mermaid back to the ship, and then report, right? But no, she just feels, and multiple times, I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, Corey, you're giving us too much information, way too much information. And you're thinking like hypothetical things. I was like, it's okay. It's like, I'm wondering what they're doing over there. That's all you have to do. And then have a conversation in your head. Okay? I just imagined for a split second what the conversations are like inside of her head. If they're so fast and just jumbled up and a mile a minute, could you imagine? And she's saying all this stuff out loud. Could you imagine how quickly they're going off inside of her skull? Ugh. But I got it. We lost a few times. Then I started to get upset. Every time anything bad happened, I'd get mad. And then we got into an altercation where this ship was coming after us, and her and the guy's job were to watch the ladders and make sure no one got on the ladders or no one got on our ship. So all you have to do is stand there with your sword or pistol out and watch the ladders. That's all you have to. You don't have to do anything else. And the guy got on board. Neither one of them saw him get on board and anchored. I saw him after he got on board, I was sailing the ship. I was messing with the sails to make sure we have full speed to get away from these people. And the one job that they both had were to watch two ladders. Hey Chase, are there 30 ladders on the ship? No, there's just two. Two people, two ladders. Just watch the ladders. That's all you have to do. And you know where they're going. You know they're going to go to the anchor to try to anchor us. You know they're going to do that. So you can position yourself in between the ladder and set anchor and then just wait. But nope, they didn't do that. And it's just, huh? What are you doing? And if someone is chasing us and I'm the captain, I'm the captain because it's boring to steer the ship. It's boring. So nobody wants to do it. So I do it, right? I make the self, because I'm considerate. I want everyone else to have a little bit more fun, do the fighting, launching off to islands, having a pirate adventure. And so I put down there's two sails on the ship. I put down my sail, the captain's sail, and then there's one in front that the crew's supposed to do. And guess what they're doing? They're just staring at the ship that's coming straight towards us. And unless we get the other sail down, we can't outrun them, can we? So I have two adults who've been playing the game for years now, and they're making dumb decisions. Now, am I asking her to, launch over to them, in a cannon and snipe people in the face, then throw a firebomb at them, anchor them, kill everybody? No, it's not what I'm doing. I'm saying if we're in an emergency and we need to sail away to someone fast, so we need to sail away from someone who's chasing us, make sure the sails are down and watch the ladders. That's all you have to do. It's not, instead of staring at them. What is staring at them going to do? Nothing. They didn't even get on the cannons and fire back at them. They didn't do anything. They just looked at look at that ship coming right towards us. How do you know it's coming right towards us? It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Yep. It's about as big as our ship now. Oh, it's on top of our ship. I'm at a loss. I was at a loss. I got upset. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, my mind goes a mile, really, really fast, and I don't know what to do. Sails. When you're on the ship, sails, 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 and then sails. That should be the first thing. Are the sails in the right position? Second thing, obviously, where is the enemy? Are we running? We're running. Sails down. Angle the sails. Watch the ladders. If you hear some of their cannon fire, they could launch someone over here. Watch the ladders. Real simple. I don't understand anyone anymore. And we're planning a Universal Studios trip. And she wanted me, she's like, well, you like Universal Studios, so you plan the trip. And I said, well, I'm just going to Google. I'm going to find out when the best time to go to Universal Studio is, and that's when we're going. But everything else, that's a you thing. I'll buy 2 tickets to Universal Studio and be done. I don't care about parking. I don't care about all that other jazz. I don't know why I said jazz. All the other nonsense. So we're going to go, I think we're going to go for 2 days and just slowly explore the theme park slowly. And I found out some tips. I'm not going to share them with anybody. Not that anyone listens to this, but the tip is I'm not going to share it because I'm afraid the 2 people who listen, you're supposed to start out at the bottom of the theme park first, the lower level. There's 2 levels. So most people, they congregate in the upper part first when they first enter the park. The smart thing is to go past all of that and go down to the lower section and do all that stuff when everyone else is upstairs. Then you migrate back when they're coming down. See what I'm saying? That's the trick. One of the tricks. And that single rider's line. I'm not buying the express pass. I'm doing the single rider's line. That's all I'm doing. And apparently they had what was it? I think Universal Studios has the Harry Potter land, the world, the neighborhood. Not a big Harry Potter fan. I watched it. I think I've seen all the movies. Couldn't tell you besides Dumbledore and Harry's name? Hermione, Ron. Let's see. I think that was it. Was there a Snape's snake? There was a snake. I can't remember. The hat. I can't. That's pretty much it. I don't know. Professor Snape. That's what it was. Professor Snape. Yes, I'm so smart. But going to Universal Studios, going to see. I haven't been on the new Jurassic World ride. I've been when it was Jurassic Park, the better version. But I want to see what they changed. I've already seen a little bit on YouTube. I want to experience it. And it's so much better to go on that thing at night. So much better. So I want to go on it once during the day so she can see it, and then one at night so you can see that. The Mummy ride is good. The Transformers ride is good. I want to know what else they did because they used to have that. They took out the Back to the Future or Backdraft and all that. They also took out the Back to the Future to make the Simpsons ride. They took out the E.T. ride and made it the Mummy. I don't know why they. Do you think they don't make E.T. again or make E.T. popular? Seems like a big franchise. They just kind of left. Kind of. I don't know. But yeah, so we're getting Airbnb down there. Blah 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 blah. So we're going there soon in the next month or two. It's gonna be good. Two other little. Yeah, excuse me. I'm wrapping it up fine. I'm at 50 minutes, around 50 anyway. Well, actually, probably like 45 because of my cat, my girlfriend's cat. There's this basketball player. The two things are going to be basketball related. There's a basketball player, Dennis Schroeder. He played point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers last season. Played pretty well. He was offered I think it was 4 years, $85 million contract. He thought in free agency he can get more, so he declined the contract, entered free agency. But when you decline the contract, you don't get to sign it later. So Lakers obviously pulled the offer when he declined. Actually, you can't really pull an offer that someone declines, can you? So he goes on the market, can't get anywhere near that kind of deal, and signs a 1 year, five point something million dollar contract. And people ripped him and like, oh, Dennis Schroeder, you're stupid, blah, blah. First of all, he's not stupid. He's a millionaire who plays in the NBA. He's a starting, arguably, he could start on a lot of different teams in the NBA. Hey, people who are criticizing him, what do you do? What do you do? Are you a millionaire? No? Did you sacrifice pretty much your entire life to have one singular focus? And he's not a 7-foot monster who just naturally has these God-given abilities. He's our size. He's 6'3". Dennis Schroeder. Let me see. Dennis Schroeder. What's his height? I always have a problem spelling height. That's because you're an idiot. He's listed as 6'1". So they usually do that with shoes on. So he's 6 foot, 5'11". So he's made, and this is the same guy who played in China before. So his teams are in 2010, 2013, he played for the Phantoms Braunschweig, SG Braunschweig. It got changed to in 2010 and 2012. Then he earned his way onto the Atlanta Hawks from 2013 to 2018. Then in 2013, he played for the Bakersfield Jam. I don't know if that was like a summer league. That's kind of weird. 13. Oh, no. Yes, we got in the Bakersfield Jam. Then went to the Hawks, maybe. Then to Oklahoma City for 18 to 2020. Or 2020. Yeah, 2020. And then was on the Lakers for one season last season. Now he's on the Celtics. But it's so weird how these morons are criticizing him for turning down that deal. He didn't know the free agency money was going to dry up. He was given some advice, and the advice didn't pan out. It's like saying, oh, Jimmy Butler, when he didn't sign the contract extension that was below the max when he was with the Bulls, and then waited, and then he outperformed what he was normally doing, and they had to pay him his max. That's a good thing. Like, you bet on yourself. Who do you want to bet on? You want to bet on on yourself losing, or do you want to bet on yourself winning? You have to bet on yourself winning, and that's what he did. And he didn't. And it's only a 1-year deal. He's going to go back into free agency next season and possibly get. There are so many players that hit free agency at the wrong time and they get less. But there are so many people who don't deserve all that money and hit free agency at the right time, and then they pay you on potential, like a young star that just got out of his contract or whatever. And people are saying, Nerlens Noel, he's not worth all that money, but he's a young big. He's still 25. He has room to grow. We don't know. And, good for the player, but he's getting $5 million. And I'm pretty sure that's about $5 million more than anyone. All these people criticizing him, that's $5 million more than you're earning. So shush. Shush. He's not stupid. He's making millions of dollars playing basketball. Calm down. And then Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, they have a Bleacher Report video interview. Draymond Green is obviously going to get into podcasting and sports media after he retires. He's getting into it now, but just like JJ Redick, he's really personable and good on camera. But even though this interview is edited, it was pretty good. But they went over their argument. Draymond Green interviewed Kevin Durant about the famous incident that basically split up the Golden State Warriors. And did they take responsibility for their own actions? They sure didn't. They blamed the Bob Myers and the staff at Golden State. Huh? That doesn't make any sense, right? Because two grown men are arguing. Arguing. They're arguing. And Draymond Green said a whole bunch of way personal and did Draymond Green and Kevin Durant say what was said in the argument? Sure didn't. So it's Bob Myers' fault because you made him be basically your parent and have to discipline you for acting this way. It's like, hey, Kevin Durant is a once-in-a-lifetime superstar who can almost basically carry a team to the NBA Finals. He's that good. And we have Draymond Green, who's a very important role player on our team, who's very good. He's an all-star at times, but he plays defense well. He runs the op. He's a very important piece of the puzzle, but he's not the most important piece. So you have a subpar role player, sub-superstar player, calling out the superstar player in a manner that's not professional at all. That's even beyond like basketball trash talk. And he's your teammate. You get upset, and then Bob Myers suggests that you apologize to KD. And Draymond says, look, I'm going to talk to KD, but what I say to KD is my decision. And he said he told Bob Myers, y'all are going to fuck this up. I'm like, how is he going to mess it up, Draymond? You're the one who did all this. Because he's suggesting, because he's like, hey, you have to apologize. Because that's what men do when they make mistakes, Draymond. I don't understand. That's what you do. You apologize. And then they suspended you for a game, and then Draymond said he laughed in his face. And then he said Bob Myers like, wow, I didn't know it was like your reaction is really disappointing or whatever. Draymond said, well, it's either going to be fighting you or it's going to be laughing at you. And I choose to laugh. What kind of... I go back to when I read Steve Kerr's lips one time during a timeout. And he was on the court kind of by himself. And you can see him say, I'm so tired of Draymond's shit. I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? Y'all are the one who were fighting and arguing. Actually, Draymond started it. And then KD felt a certain type of was like, hey, that's a little too far. And so you want the owners and the coaches to ignore that, to ignore it. And then just let the players figure it out. That's the kind of management and oversight you guys want. You guys just want to be left to your own devices? I don't. What? That's not what a coach. That's not what a manager. That he manages things. So you want him to completely get out of the way. You want to let the players run it. And if the players, they have to know if this is going to work or not. They have to know, like, hey, did Draymond say something that KD finds, you can't move past, you can't apologize for? Is it going to mess everything up? And if an apology actually, you say something in the heat of the moment, you go, hey, my fault, my fault. But with Draymond, you don't know if he's going to say that or if he's going to mess it up even more. You don't know. So it's like, hey, Draymond, you got to apologize because that's what men do. We apologize. No, see, I was gonna talk to KD, but now that you told me to apologize, I'm not gonna apologize because I'm 9 years old. What? What are you? What? What are you talking about? Take a step back. Take a step back. Have it be, your kid or whatever. Calls out his buddy, says a whole bunch of crazy shit, which, by the way, you're not releasing what you guys actually said. So you're being in a very dishonest way. You're promoting this narrative that we don't know the whole thing. You're promoting the story. We don't. Hey, Draymond, what'd you say to him? Word for word, what did you say? Release the audio tapes. There are audio tapes. Release them. Let's see what you said, and then we can go. Hey, Bob Myers didn't need to. If you said, hey, KD, you wear purple, purple pink socks. That's stupid. Blah, 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 blah. Bob Myers didn't need to talk to you about apologizing. That's silly. What'd you say to him? Did you call him a little bitch? Did you say you haven't signed with us? We don't know. You're not here with us. You left. What are you going to leave here like you left OKC? Call him a bitch. A whole bunch of probably a word that rhymes with baguette. What'd you say to him? And then after we know what you said to him, then we can say, hey, Bob Myers is right. You should apologize to him. You should calm down and then apologize to him. Because you guys are going to have to play together the next day. We're going to suspend you a game because you can't be calling out, your coworkers. And it's a big public story. I'm just like, what? I'm sitting here watching these two grown men go, yeah, we didn't need the coach and general manager in on this. It's like, what you guys weren't at a club by yourselves. You were on the court playing the game that they're all involved in. So you like when management gets involved and squashes things or mends things, but when it comes to you, then you don't like it. So what do you want management to do exactly in that situation? Ignore what happened on their court? Because I don't know if you know, the owner, the management, all this work for the owner. And so do you. So you want this whole very public altercation on the most popular team in the NBA to just be ignored by the coach and general manager. Huh? They can't do that. If they do nothing and it ruins the team, they get fired. So the least they have to do, they don't have to, be your dad, or they're not pretending to be your father or your parents or anything like that. They're just saying, hey, man to man, you owe this man an apology. Steve Kerr got in a fist fight with Michael Jordan. You don't think he knows about altercations that go way too far? Arguments that go way too, he knows this. Oh, you're going to mess this up by telling us to talk to each other. You're going to mess this up. I don't know why I gave Draymond Green that Southern voice. But what are you talking about? But anyways, just annoyed me. Anyways, that's been the episode, this episode of I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm a little off. Okay. I apologize to my mom. Apologize to my one or two friends that listen to this. A little off today. But that's been the 63rd, I think it's the 63rd episode of the Chase Carter Concept Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you watched it or listened to it. You can't watch it. I don't want to record myself on video doing this. Seems silly to record just yourself talking right into it. I don't know. But that'll be it for this week, and I'll talk to you next. I think Saturdays. Fridays or Saturdays, I'll release them. I think that's what it is. Anyway, you guys have a good weekend. You got this shit knocking, bro.